let's talk about the cold hardy plants that I have growing here in Beamsville. We have a number of cold hardy palms and subtropicals. Agave americana. It wasn't doing so well in the pot, so it's much happier here in the garden. Ponoceros, we have a bit of a problem with some scale on this one, so it's really done no growing this year. Arbutus unato, it's not flowering, but it is definitely growing. Actually, look at that, maybe it is flowering. It's been in the ground here for 2 years now, and it's definitely putting on some fresh growth. Osmanthus goshiki. These here are pretty tall. Here is what was a 3-gallon Chinese windmill palm, Trachycarpus fortunae, and yeah, it's probably going to like this spot. We're going to put a little bit of protection around it. We're not going to add any heat this year. Musabaju, been there for 3 years. The corm on that large one is but the size of 1.5 cinder blocks. I was separating pups and I realized that it's quite a massive corm to it. Washingtonia. This one here, the 4 Washingtonia filiferas that we have are all the same age, but having been put in the garden in the warm spell this past spring 2012, they put on quite a bit of growth. I think we had somewhere around 14 or 15 different sets of leaves, so it did quite well. Oh, I'm gonna skip over all the yuccas. I had a separate video for the yuccas, so we'll go past all those. This pomegranate does not need protection here, but I provide it anyway, so it has less dieback. Butea capitata. This here is a nice plant. It's actually quite dry here, so against the south wall. Sable minor. This is about a 4.5, 5 foot plant. You may have seen before how we had to dig this up and remove some dead growth on the roots. In fact, this spot right here was way down here in June, so it's put on a bit of growth. We have you see a new shoot starting way down there. This is Sable Louisiana. It's been here for 2 years. We put a little insulated box over it with some C9 light bulbs in it last year, and it was quite happy. There was 0 dieback and 0 molding, so I was quite happy. We have our giant sequoia here, and some beautyberry. This is Ilex crenata golden gem. That's what it is. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, but the 4th one died. It gets a bit dry. The clay shrinks up in the winter. We got just a swarm of the Delosperma cooperi. You can see the difference between cooperi and the white form. This has a white flower. It's much more compact. A 10-foot tall Edith Bogue magnolia. It's been in our garden for 4 years, and it's putting on some substantial growth. The trunk is Opuntia. These are supposed to be native to here, and a couple of them lived through the winter last year. They dry right up and then pop back in the spring. Camerops humilis cerifera, cerifera, however you say it. Our 7-foot pawpaw tree. This was the only fruit-producing pawpaw tree. Over there are goji berries. This is our loquat, Areobatria japonica. Been outside for 2 years. Just a little wind protection last year did the trick. Philostachys bambusoides, Japanese timber bamboo. New to this spot here in our front bed. What else? You probably hear in the background a pop, pop, pop. We're surrounded by vineyards here in Beamsville, and they those are bird bangers. I'm not too sure exactly what to do with this. This is a Texas live oak. There's actually 2 of them here, and they've pretty much doubled in size this year in this pot. It's going to be too big for our property, from what I understand. This is a Musa Cavendish, and it's starting to succumb to the cool nights, so I'm going to have to dig it up. There's a couple pups on there. There's an Enset. This is our pomegranate, and it has been in the garden for yeah, 4 years, and it has a vigorous amount of growth every year. I hacked it back very, very hard to just 3 main stems, and usually we build a greenhouse here over it in the winter, although it doesn't need it. It just prevents dieback. Grapefruit tree that we dug up. The thorns on these grapefruit trees are just incredible. Like, I would not like to get that stuck in me. Unbelievable. That's Musa Misiluki, a 5-foot plant. We do get figs that grow here. This has been in the ground since we moved here, and yeah, does very well. This is our blue Hesper palm. It's doing very well. I'm going to attempt to keep it outside this year. I hope I don't lose it because I've grown it from seed, and it would be a shame to lose something. It has a new spear down here and another new spear up here, so it's going to require a little bit of winter protection. We have loquats coming out of the loquat, and they're doing phenomenally in the semi-shade and doing good in the full sun. This is our original clump of the Philostachys bambusoides, and we had quite a few of these aggressive runners here in its 3rd full year. A 6-foot tall plant, and it is only 3 years old, started from 1 corm. This is cherry laurel. They're actually calling this a compacta, which grows larger than some of the, like the autoleucin versions of it. This large opuntia, I don't even want to touch it. Apparently it's a very aggressive grower. Thank you, Ryan, in Niagara on the Lake. We have Sable Birmingham. Thank you, Paul, in Kingston. And then our Jubea chilensis, which was very unhappy in the house, and our other Jubea chilensis, which sent a giant first leaf out, and now it doesn't know what to do. And our monkey puzzle tree. Here is what I believe is an apricot tree that I've espaliered for the last 7 years. I'd like to see some fruit next year. Apricot tree, fruit next year, please. We have a few hundred Osage orange growing here. We just threw down some seeds in rows last year, and they did very well. That is it.